All right, well, we're back with another episode of the IDA podcast. This is the first time we've shot an episode like 2 weeks in a row in a while, I think.
Surprise. We're like deadbeat dads that are actually like doing good for once.
Oh man, I feel like you made a deadbeat dad comparison the last time we was on here too. I guess so, man. Hey, we showed up to the birthday party. Now we coming to see y'all again. And it's funny. This is actually I want to just jump right into the topic. What is natural versus what is forced? I know this is something that I've talked about a lot and that we've talked about a lot in terms of like females and way of presenting themselves. But now I'm just talking about in life. What is natural? What is forced? What is
Look, bro, this is crazy, bro.
what's up?
My mind is just blown. Like this is a genuine reaction.
Yeah.
When I tell you, not exactly what you're talking about, but like in that realm, I was thinking about like this type of topic earlier. I swear to God, not making this up, not saying this just for the podcast. And I don't know if you want to take the conversation here, but this is just what I was thinking of earlier.
Uh-huh.
Reasons why I don't like listen to like YouTube rappers like Quadecca and them
Mhm.
is because there's a very white boyish um style of rapping. And what I mean by white boyish doesn't mean just the person is white. I feel like there's a lot of black people that have a very white boyish sound.
Option.
And yeah, white boys could be anything though, as it pertains to anything.
Uh,
And not, no offense to my white viewers, but just in general, where white people take something that black people do and kind of do it by the book, like try to be as best at it as they can. Like I remember a thread I saw on Instagram, the Chief Keef effect. Did you see that on DJ Academic's hairline?
nah. I,
Where like it was a posting a thread of white boys like dressed up like Chief Keef
oh
basically.
yeah, I did. I did. That is
Yeah, like so like that type of like forced energy applies through like a multitude of stuff. So music, like I said earlier, where you just rap very much by the book, you try
yeah.
to be lyrical and do punchlines, and it just seems very forced. The Chief Keef effect is also a good example of it, where you take somebody else's swag and
Yeah, just the
just
way people was dressing and
yeah,
yeah.
like when Chief Keef and them do it, it's more authentic. That's them. It's like you would really catch him outside wearing the stuff he wears.
Mhm.
But when the white boys do it, it's just like, oh, you was going for the Daquan look, wasn't you?
I'm weak. Well, I feel like we can definitely start it here
Yeah,
because like I said, these are principles and concepts that exist in everything that we do as human beings.
yeah. Every aspect of life,
And so
some like force versus
yeah,
natural.
yeah, and just natural energy. And while I'm gonna take it somewhere else, this is a good start. First and foremost, there is a way. We are not saying that white boys can't rap and it not be natural, or white boys can't dress in a quote unquote African American way and it
Yeah,
not.
yeah,
I don't care what nobody says. Eminem always looked natural to me. Can you
yeah,
even when he was pulling up in do rags and big sweatpants and tank tops, Eminem
yeah.
looked like Eminem to me.
Yeah, Eminem looked like he would have wore that regardless of
Like
who he's in front of.
Eminem looked like he wore that when he was broke, let alone
Yeah,
being so. In that's something I would say. Like people like Mac Miller. I don't think Mac Miller really ever dressed in a quote unquote African American fashion. However,
he had a
whatever
very
you think African
just
American fashion is, I just don't see Mac Miller falling under any of the definition.
unorthodox. He's
He,
real unorthodox.
he was just chill. I think
Yeah,
he did. And that's that. He had a very free flowing natural energy.
yeah,
Like even even MGK doesn't feel forced to me.
yeah.
You just cut out right there. You're like,
Hello.
hello.
Yeah, yeah. MGK doesn't seem forced. His stuff can just be corny. That's all.
I
Corny. There's a difference between, for me, there's a difference between corny and forced.
like I feel like Nick Cannon is a person who is corny but is naturally that way.
Yeah, like forcing can be corny, but corny is not forcing. If that makes any sense to you.
Yeah. So, but I think that this is a life concept of just taking it further than that, like on a larger scale with the
Yeah.
same principle in terms of life. The way I was talking to a friend about it, and we were talking about it in terms of waves, and she was wondering why I'm so cool and laid back, and why I just go with the waves and roll with every punch that comes my way.
Nothing's forced.
Yeah, because I can't force it.
Yeah.
Something that I'm just like, yo, like, what does fighting the waves do for you? Like, when you fight the waves, that's how you drown. When you flow with them, that's how you travel. That's how you move forward. Like,
Talk nice.
You feel me? So that's all I'm saying. Like, I spent so much time fighting the waves. I feel like as people, we spend so much time doing that. And that is what causes things like depression and all that stuff. And don't get me wrong, because that can be natural stuff. Fighting the waves is a part of somebody's progression every time. There's no doubt about that. But I think we're put in a position just in this society, in the system that we live in, where we are kind of forced to fight the waves.
Yeah.
Because
I think it's a real, like, people take real extremist attitude to both sides. Because just like people super fight the waves, punching the waves out the way, trying to completely just not go with the flow of things, there's also people that are trying hella hard to go with the wave.
Trying to be one with the wave instead of just in it.
Yeah. It's almost like one of those pools. I forgot the exact name of the pools. No, it's a lazy river, right?
Yo, you try to go against the lazy river?
Yeah. Like in the lazy river, the whole point is just relax, and it's going to take you.
Yeah, just chill. Or
if you super try to go with it or super try to go against it, it's going to throw the whole thing off.
I'd say it's not really fun. You go with the lazy river, you're moving too fast. You go against it, you're not moving at all.
And that's kind of a perfect analogy of just life.
Literally,
if you think of it as a lazy river.
Think of it, yo, like for real, like there are so many people out here, and this is not to trash anybody, you feel me? Everybody gets it at their own time, but there are so many people out here who are just fighting the waves constantly, who don't just want to flow and it. Don't get me wrong, it took me forever. I used to fight the waves so much. That's what landed me in a psych hospital. That's what landed me in a hospital. You feel me? Like that's what caused relationships with the people that I cared about to not deteriorate, but get bad to the point where it was almost there.
Yeah.
So many miscommunications. I hurt so many people's feelings, and it got my feelings hurt plenty of times.
Yeah.
Fighting the wave gets you, and then after all that stuff happens, you got to deal with the consequence. You're flowing with the wave, but you're not, you just started. You're not really one with it yet. You're still worried about drowning.
Yeah. And I think it's a real life example of just progression. Everybody, I feel like most people or a lot of people have fighting against the wave phase in their life. I'd say I struggle with it my whole life, and at times still do. But, it's just something you got to check yourself on. Like, I remember, like, even with music, not to even bring it back to the whole music thing, but I told you, like, with me being such a knower in general, there was a point, I forgot around what time this was, but every new song that would come out, I would just hate on it. My natural instinct would be to hate on it.
I was the same way.
So being that person that just, no, fighting against it without, truly just giving it a true listen, that's not good, bro. Now I go as far to say that's toxic.
Yeah.
Give the people a real life example of fighting against the wave.
A real life example of fighting against the wave. I feel like
it could be as it pertains to anything.
Yeah. Okay. Well, can I use a person as an example?
Go ahead.
Look at J. Cole. Especially, this is very fitting, especially because he's about to drop an album. Look at everything that J. Cole clearly went through early on his career. And look at what happened when he stopped fighting the wave. So, right, you had his mixtapes, which all of J. Cole's projects are phenomenal. But what happened when he stopped fighting the wave, and you could clearly tell, and there was a shift in his appearance, in the music that he made, and how much you saw J. Cole was 2014 Forest Hills Drive. And I'm sure you can see his hair started growing out. He started letting his locks pretty much free
He
form.
didn't care how he started
Yeah.
not caring about how he dressed. Chains are gone.
And his music took on. I mean, his music was already taking on a life of its own, but his music just took on a huge life of its own. He elevated. You feel me? You can watch people grow. Logic was fighting against the wave for God knows how long, and you feel me? At first, it was quote unquote working for him. He was dropping really good music until he wasn't, and until he started drowning. And so what happened is he went all the way to the bottom, had an epiphany, had to get all the way back to the top and start flowing with the wave. And now he's retired and he's happy. You feel me? Like there are plenty. I feel like there are a bunch of people who do that, who are constantly fighting the waves. I feel like Kanye West, even now, because Kanye West will still have his outbursts and things like that. And I can really understand this.
Perfect example.
He is fighting against the system right now. But Kanye, you think, once again, Kanye West is not crazy, but I do bet he's under constant stress. I'm sure dude has a target on his back. That's not easy. It's not easy to be that person who's so outspoken, and has all this knowledge and is trying to share it, and is getting a bunch of pushback when he does it.
Yeah. So fighting against the wave is another form of forcing it. It's just
going against natural progression,
going backwards. Basically, you're forcing yourself to go backwards.
In a way, I think, but I think honestly I think it's worse than that, because I feel like you can go backwards to go forward. I feel like when you're fighting a wave, you're forcing stagnation. You're forcing stagnation upon yourself, and that's just not cool. That's just not saying not cool, like, oh my God, you're a bad person, but saying like, yo, like, you shouldn't do that to yourself.
Right.
You feel me? Like, you shouldn't do that to yourself, man. Like,
I
was just talking to this about X before, we got on, when he called me because he said he wanted to do a podcast today. And I told him, I was just like, man, like, I lost all my instruments on my producing software today.
Right.
I made 3 beats today, one of which is incomplete, but you feel me? I lost all my software, but that doesn't mean that, my day stops.
I was just about to say that, bro. Like, I called you and I'm figuring, like, when you tell me that your instruments, were gone, I'm thinking it's a situation like, fuck, like, no, like, why this bullshit have to happen to me?
Like, no.
And then I asked you about it. I'm like, you was probably sick. And then you was like, man, it just happened. Like, damn, like you just at peace with the situation. Like,
so cool. My bad. I just cut you off.
No, go ahead. I was waiting on you.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm cool about it because, like I said, I made 3 beats today.
Right.
You feel me? Normally, it's it's just draining to make 1 beat a day. That's I have a hard time making 1. I made 3, right? And I have other things to do because, look, and this is just how the universe can work sometimes. I'm sitting here on my laptop after school 100% of the time, just on Studio One, just cranking out music, just finding chops over and over. I found hella chops today. And even after I lost my instruments, and after a while, it was just like, okay, well, let me try and, fix it. I tried to fix it for like an hour and it didn't work. Okay, well, what am I going to do? Now you're going to go clean your room.
Just go with the flow.
Yeah, just go clean your room. That is your sanctuary. You need that to have a clear headspace. Clean your room. You have all your schoolwork done and your room was dirty. So imagine what happens when your room is clean.
Yeah.
You're going to be able to do with all that clutter, gone in front of you anymore. So,
and before I want to move on to like the other side of the spectrum, which is going with the wave, which I generally, look down more on. But before we move on to that, I feel like the problem is too, right there in that limbo area where you think you need to be, some people forced being too laid back. Like it's just not natural when they're laid back.
Yeah.
They're trying to not care about stuff and just like what's your take on that?
They're trying not to fight the wave, but they're still fighting the wave.
Exactly. Like
you ever
forced being nonchalant.
You ever see somebody at the beach, especially at places like Rehoboth or certain places, some of these beaches can have some big waves.
Right.
And you got your people who are gonna sit there, turn their back and let the waves carry them, or you have your people who are gonna sit there and jump into the wave. Yeah, it's gonna carry you, but it's not gonna be as satisfying. There's a good chance that you're gonna wipe out unless you jump through it.
Yeah,
if you jump through the wave, then there was no point of you even doing it. It's not even really fun. You feel me? So it's just like, and you're not gonna go as far versus the person who just let the wave carry them. Now they're all the way back to the sand, and they get to rinse and do it again.
Right.
You feel me? Like it. So yeah, there's definitely a way to force, being so laid back. It is something.
Yeah.
It took me forever to get here. I will say that it was not this easy. Hell,
Right.
I'm sure y'all can see the difference. We got like 20 plus podcast episodes.
Yeah.
There was a point where I felt like I was forcing things, like, because in all reality, I haven't cared about what's been going on in the world for a really long time. Just me. I've always been in my own world. I've been my own person with my own thoughts, my own issues, and my own things.
Yeah.
So, and because I get caught up in just my own world so much, when I hear certain things, I really don't, see that much. There are certain things that you get me. J. Cole's dropping a mixtape. I can't wait. Look, it comes out at midnight. I'm gonna be listening to it.
Right.
That's my guy. That's J. Cole. But what these other people do, if I hear about it, we have another set of videos to talk about that.
Yeah. And as it pertains to me, bro, my own struggle as far as like the beginning stages of the podcast, like my internal dialogue was going back and forth with myself. Like, just for example, like so-and-so from the NFL is retiring. We need to talk about that on the podcast. Like, it's just something everybody's talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm telling myself, like, why? Do you care? Like, is this something that, like, oh, nah, let's just do it because of the sake of the podcast and people are talking about it? Like, no.
Like let's talk about basketball because we both like basketball. Yeah, we like it, but we don't really keep up with it that much anymore.
Like, and I like to think of just not forcing it for the podcast aspect of it. What would we just be talking about normally on the phone, just chilling?
Yeah.
And bring that and just record it.
Yeah.
Instead of it being, dang, what happened during this week? We got to talk about that. Yeah. Like, and that just being the main thing throughout the whole podcast.
Yeah. Like,
it's just not natural.
Yeah, like sitting here trying to act like we're friends. Nigga, we are friends. We don't got to act like it.
Like, trying to put some structure in the podcast or us having segment. If y'all notice, our podcast, we might have podcasts where it's just like, all right, X, I don't really got too much rap this week. You gonna have to carry. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we both said that before.
Yeah.
So
even with the things that we really enjoy and both do still talk about fairly often, like we still talk about battle rap pretty often. And we do, and I can't speak for X. I know I keep up with everything. Yeah. So, but even with that, I mean, there just isn't much that I want to, I can't force it. I can't get on here and talk about that week behind Hitman Cassidy battle. That battle wasn't entertaining. I didn't like the battle. X didn't like the battle. We both thought that Hitman won 3-0 arguably. Well, I said 2-1. I gave Cassidy the second round. But still, it wasn't nothing like spectacular for us to talk about. If Hitman would have came back and had a classic, now we got a topic on our hands. It's my favorite battler of all time. I probably would have been genuinely excited about that. Something I wouldn't want to forget. But even with that, that's not even, honestly, I feel like we're starting to treat our platform and what we call our things with more respect because we talk about things that are of us.
All right.
If we want to talk about battle rap, we'll just create something and throw it on Instagram. Like we do with the other current events.
Exactly.
So, Yeah, man.
Don't be that person trying so hard in the party to stand in the back,
Yeah,
looking tough,
yeah,
looking at your phone, pulling it out, putting it back in your pocket with the mean mug the whole entire party. In the same token, don't be that person looking for attention, dancing all crazy,
yeah.
just running around like a chicken with your head cut off. Just be natural.
Just be you. If you are naturally that person who's running around with their head cut off, people are going to
Yeah,
be able to tell. People can
yeah.
see G.
But at least people like me and you, we can see through
I think
stuff like that.
everybody can see that though, because there's a clear difference in the type of attention people get. For example, somebody like me versus you in our first few years in our first like 2 years of high school, when we were there full time. You have always been a very reserved, cool, like mysterious person, kind of. I'm using the term mysterious loosely, but you feel me? And because of that, it's funny. It's the most juvenile like thing. Because of that, females would, you would catch their attention, and then you just give them the little kind of dry interaction or not much play, and then they'd be on you more. Versus me, I wanted it all. I wanted I wanted it all. I wanted what you had, but I thought to get that, I had to go out there and get it instead of just being myself. Yeah,
And I want to cut people off. I want to cut you off real quick,
yeah,
just to show people the key to that is me doing what I was doing, basically everything you just said or what I was doing.
yeah,
That's me.
yeah,
Like I've been me from since I walked through those doors the first time.
yeah,
So that's me.
yeah,
So for somebody looking like, dang, like, and not even just to boost my head or put me up on some pedestal, but just like how he described me, because I don't even look at myself that way. Like if you're in Alonzo's position, you're like, dang, so and so, he's got this going, he got that going. I need what he got. Do it your way. Don't think it's some scheme to, it's some just algorithm you can do to achieve that. The only way to achieve that, and I know it sounds hella cliche, but it's literally to be you, bro.
just be you. Like, because me, don't get me wrong, I'm a talkative individual. I definitely have the capacity to be very energetic. I can be a social butterfly. But if you were to ever, if somehow people were, people were to see me in my most natural state, well, you see me. You've
Yeah.
been to my house multiple times. I've been to your house. So you've seen me in my most natural state. I'm not even that, you feel me? I'll be cooling. I'll be chilling.
That's what surprised me about you the most, bro. Like without me knowing you and just me seeing you run around and hop from different tables to tables
Yeah.
at lunch in ninth grade, and then me chilling with you a little bit at the end of the school year in ninth grade. Like when I hung with you outside of school and I started to actually like know the real you, I'm like, dang, like nigga, you chill just like me, like how I am. Like, but I didn't see you that way.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, this nigga, he's just social, but you're really not like that. You just chill, just really go with the wave, bro.
Yeah, just stay in my own lane. And don't get me wrong, it took me forever to get there. Yes, in a way, I was always that way, but I was trying to force something and be something I was not.
Yeah. In that school setting, at least, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely in that school setting. Outside of it, I feel like I dropped trying to be that when we were in ninth grade. When we were in 10th grade inside school, there was a time where I was still trying to be that. And then after a while, some things happened. I think I made some improvements as a person, and I got some closure on things. And then the real me started showing through at school.
And I just want to use you as an example, not to cut you off. Remember what you was just about to say.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about this. Like, you now, and I'm sure the people listening, whether you know about this situation or not, this is another conversation for another day.
Yeah.
Just for me to you asking you this question. You now, with everything you've been through and just everything you learned and how you are now to where you're just going with the flow now.
Yeah.
You look back at that old Alonzo that slapped the pizza on the tray. Would you do that now?
Of course not.
And that's all I wanted to point out. Like, if you just look at that, that just shows growth.
And don't get me wrong. You know, I'm not gonna sit here act like I regret it. I'm not gonna sit here act like I
Yeah,
was some type of menace for putting pizza crust on people's tray at lunch. Big whoop. You know,
definitely.
though. You know, I know, especially because I know how I'd react in a situation. I'd try to give that shit back, or I'd laugh. Either way,
Right.
you know, I don't feel like it. Ooh, somebody put pizza tray on my or pizza crust on my tray at lunch. Like I don't see that as some big sign of disrespect. And you know,
Right.
I understand why people wouldn't like it. You know, and certain people took it as jokes. Other people tried to throw it at me, and a person told on me. Whatever.
Yeah.
You feel me? But that at the same time, though, that was just something that while it was a very in the moment thing, and I think it started off being just a natural joke, and I was doing it to people that you know I knew weren't gonna trip on me. As soon as it, you know, as soon as I started thinking it was funnier because everybody else was thinking it was funnier, that's when it turned into something for us, and that's when you know I got in quote unquote trouble for it, even though I didn't. So yeah,
Right.
that's all. No, there are a lot of things that me now,
You wouldn't do now.
yeah, but all of that stuff was definitely necessary. All that
Right.
stuff was definitely necessary. That was probably, as wild as it sounds, all the stupid things that I've done, things way worse than that. That was probably the straw that broke the camel's back.
Yeah, because bro, I had to tell you, like, you remember everything I was telling you after you did that shit, bro?
Yeah, yeah,
Like, I was really like in the moment where everybody's just like, yo, you see what you did? Such an idiot. Ha ha ha. I was just like, exactly. This, not that these people hate you or they don't like you or they're secretly plotting on you and just not your friends.
Mhm.
They just wanted to gas you up and make you look dumb like that.
Yeah.
You were their basically, you're their
I was
test dummy or something.
I was just I was the butt of the joke. And everybody
Yeah,
everybody has their time.
yeah.
You feel me?
So, but it's just,
Yeah.
I think it's dope that you grew out of that. You got some like uniformity.
Mhm.
Like you're just you through and through, man.
Yeah, definitely. And it's funny, X. I feel like we don't talk about this. I'm very conscious and open about who I was and how much I've grown. You definitely grown a lot too. Nigga, you used to. I feel like you used to be such a super hard opinion giver. Like I don't know how to describe it. Nigga. It would feel like fire or ass and no in between for
So
everything
great.
with you. And you know, I just think that there was also a certain extent of you not understanding like sometimes the power that you could have over people. And and that would cause you to do certain things, and I just be like I'm telling you, like this is the best way to go about it. You feel me?
Elaborate, bro.
Like
Elaborate.
doing things like letting people down easy and shit, or quote unquote letting people down easy, things like that.
Mm,
Because like we talked about previously, you and females, and I'm not saying when you reject a female or reject the person, go yeah, nah, you ugly as shit. I don't never want to interact with you. But I'm just saying, be honest
yeah.
because because the excuses only give people excuses to come back and try again,
Right.
you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I was definitely that nigga.
you was definitely that nigga, and so you was fighting the wave because you wanted to spare people's feelings,
Yeah.
which is cool. I guess you got it. Not I guess that's messed up of me to say. You have a heart, you got a big heart, but there's a way of going about it, yo. Like I feel like I'm
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I used to make situations a lot worse than they should have ever been, just by my way of going about things.
yeah.
Like of just not being. I'm not the most. I'm honest. I'm real.
But there
You've
were
seen it, bro. I'm harsh.
times where you weren't direct though.
Exactly.
For somebody as blunt and as honest as you can be, you're like the way that you used to try and dodge situations by
Yeah.
being indirect with them. You feel me? That like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
causes other stuff.
And without going into detail, I would let stuff that I should have nipped in the bud from the beginning
Yeah.
go on for weeks. And stuff like that, even though, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think anything really got too serious or I got myself in a crazy situation at
Yeah.
any point. But stuff like that can, hurt people's feelings, uh, cause bigger situations than they ever had to be. So, and I'm still learning how to do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm still that same way at times, but I think I've got better. With people like you telling me about it, or some of the other people we hang around that be like, hey, why don't you just? Because I'll tell you, Alonzo's a lot more. I'm blunt and harsh, but at the same time, he's gonna nip it in the bud from the beginning. Like he doesn't have tolerance for the stuff. Like for example, you're a lot more quick to block people than me, or at one point you were.
At one point, I don't really have anybody to block anymore. So plus something about me, I don't believe in letting people letting people down easily. But something I always preach is patience and meeting people at their level. And so, I feel like that is one of those things where I can start fighting the wave, trying to meet people at their level and be patient. Like there have been times where I've been sitting on, blocking somebody or sitting on, just trying to, give them warnings or hints like, yo, not even warnings or hints. I'm straight up telling people stop sometimes.
Yeah.
You feel me? And they'll keep going. And I'm just like, yo, but I want to block them because that's what I like doing. But sometimes you just get pushed to the limit.
Yeah, and I think the situations are a little bit different because you got people, I'd say, for the most part, trying to fuck with you, like pranks, jokes that aren't funny anymore.
Like just bottom line, X things that I'm uncomfortable with and that I've
experienced. Yeah. All stuff in that realm. I more so get feelings, emotions, just all types of stuff. That's the thing, man. I'm nice. I'm harsh, but I'm nice, man.
I think due to the type of person I am, X, I draw people who are very indirect.
Yeah.
Things like that. And that's cool because if that's what I do, that means that it's my job. It's, my job, or at least what I'm perceiving, given to me by the universe to help pull honesty out of people. It's something that I think I'm good at, and I can pull honesty out of people in multiple ways. I can let them know what I'm seeing. I can just be honest about myself. There are ways to do it. You feel me? And, because of that, I do my very best to have tolerance, but sometimes the way to pull honesty out people and get them to be honest with themselves is for you to really show them that you have lost your patience.
Yeah. And I get people who start off very direct. They make it clear how they feel, how they want stuff to go. And it's nothing I have to necessarily pull out of them because this stuff, it's funny. I'm talking about like situations and just multiple situations at once without like directly talking about it.
Yeah.
But people will be sitting on stuff for weeks to tell me, or to the point where I'll get other people to hint at somebody who's going to tell me something or whatever. And they tell me and they're very direct about it. And I just don't know what to say. Like, you know what I mean? But you have a way of just pulling people come at you very indirect and on some crazy clown funny shit sometimes, but you have a way of sorting through that. And
more than sometimes, bro.
Well, how people play with you like that, bro?
I don't know. It never works. At this point, and when this is not me being arrogant or anything like that, I'm just good at reading people. I can see through people, and because I can see through people, it causes two things. One, it'll cause me to lose interest in people. That this is kind of another conversation. I'm sure we'll end up talking about this later on in the episode. But basically, I can tell what people are gonna do before they do it. It's not difficult.
Hypothetically, what do people want your response to be to that clown stupid shit? Like, I'm sure a lot of these people know how you are.
Yeah.
Like, especially after multiple attempts of trying to pull that shit and like getting completely just shut down.
They want me to play along. That's all. I think that's all. They want me to play along with their joke because it's something. Playing along with the joke is something that I'm really good at, I guess.
Yeah.
But after a while, and I will play along with jokes sometimes if they don't make me super uncomfortable or anything like that. But jokes can only go for so long because there's truth behind all of that. There's behind what I see, behind all these jokes that I see these people make, there's pain. You feel me? So I'm just sitting here looking at your pain and struggle, and I'm supposed to be joking, nigga. Like
you see Naruto and you see his parents getting killed.
Yeah, like I'm sitting here looking at the nine tails in your stomach, and I'm just supposed to be cooling, like instead of trying to help you get control of it.
You see Sasuke and seeing his older brother killing his whole village.
Yeah, like somebody's just cracking you with a whip, and I'm supposed to sit here and shuck and jive. Like, come on, bro.
Maybe we need not that I'm requesting this or want this per se, but maybe we need to switch people for the type of attention. Because you deal with what I get a lot better than what I do, and I can't say vice versa, but just
it would be interesting though. It's like it would be interesting. You're definitely gonna have to deal with these type of people, I'm sure, because I don't
wish that on me. Nope.
I'm not wishing that on you. I just think it's gonna happen. I just think it's gonna.
No, you know what's funny? Mm-hmm. People like that, nobody's ever tried to pull no BS like that on me before. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I don't know why they don't come at me with that type of energy. It's always on a different type of time.
And this is not to downplay you. I think because you are a lot less of an open book than I can be.
Yeah.
People come at you on a more superficial level. You feel me? Like I think that might be what it is. Especially just with the way I am. Don't get me wrong. I feel like I'm a handsome nigga and all, but like I was literally told the other day that I was like I'm intimidating, like my energy. The weirdest thing ever. I'm 5'9", light skinned with nappy locks. Like I don't, you feel me, with nappy locks, and I just be cooling it. And I started dressing like a skater like a month ago. Right? I don't see what's so intimidating about me, but people say I have energy and posture like a big bald black dad. You feel
I haven't been around you in school for so long, but you might be mugging, bro. You might be walking through the hallway.
I'm mugging if I got a mask on.
The brow. They can see your eyes.
Barely my hair. But either way, though.
You in there looking like Ving Rhames off Baby Boy.
I swear. I'm butt naked cooking eggs.
Niggas say you got energy like a big black bald dad. Where does that come from, bro?
I don't know. All I know is that I have a tall, dark dad with a beard. Like that's the only thing I can draw to. My dad's 6'5" and he has a beard and he's an intimidating.
He's not bald though.
He's not bald, but he has a big forehead.
What if they see you through? What if they see a dad through you? That's fun.
I wouldn't be surprised. Me and him are actually a lot alike. It's weird. I think we both have this ability to just look at people and break them down. It just like and like analyze people. But yeah, I forgot where I was even going with this, X.
Me too.
But like they're just certain types of people that certain people attract. And
Yeah.
like I was saying, I think just your way you attract people because you're a lot more of a closed book and like a mysterious, I want to know about this person way. I think what I've become is, like I said, apparently I'm intimidating, or at least my energy is, my posture.
Bro, don't run with that, bro.
No, I'm not.
Run with that.
Of course not.
I need to hear that. I need to hear that from like a bigger test group before we start running with that.
I just want to. 4 people told me that, like, in one day, and that's why I'm just like, come on, bro. So that's why I'm just saying, like, what have I turned into? Because not in a bad way. It's obvious I don't repel people, but there is something about me for some reason that I don't know if they're using intimidating correctly based on how they feel.
Yeah.
But
you got that Gucci Mane album cover, that mixtape cover going on right now. You pointing a gun at yourself.
I ain't pointing. I'm straight.
Yeah, I'm just saying, who is this nigga?
Oh man,
nigga, how do you see yourself? That's a good question.
How do I see I see myself. I just be in my own lane.
Personified though.
Like if I had to compare myself to a person.
Yeah, like of course not the big black dad, but
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird question to answer. When I'm not gonna lie, I see myself as myself.
But. Yeah, like I'm not gonna lie, I don't know why, and this is definitely not me. The first thing I thought of was Chris Tucker from Rush Hour, but I'm not him. Chris Tucker from Rush Hour is different. Oh man, who? Honestly,
I gotta start asking people, well, how do you see me? What person do I personify as?
Like, yeah, because if I'm giving off big black dad with a beard energy,
what if you reincarnate as like a big you type dude?
What if I was a big type dude in my past life?
That's it, bro. Maybe he was a neighborhood crip, bro.
I wear flannels. I wear flannels.
Just in theory, what if our whole life is just the person in our past life trying to connect with us in weird ways by, symbols and images?
Honestly,
fuck niggas up with that one.
I don't even think it's that. I just think that I think each life we gain more stuff, and then the knowledge that we previously had would come up. You feel me? And combine with the new information that we've gained naturally and automatically. And because of that, we're able to reach new heights. Like the level that I've reached spiritually and mentally at the age of 16, that has to be a result of that. This shit ain't normal.
So we're like the Pokemon of reincarnation.
Nah, like Pokemon of reincarnation. I don't think so, but it's just I feel like with each life, everybody should be getting better. You feel me? Granted, I'm sure that there is a way to backpedal. I'm sure that there is. But theoretically, if you backpedal in one life, then you're supposed to just sprout like crazy in the next one.
What if I'm the Barack Obama of my next 2 lives, nigga?
What?
Like, because I think I'm doing pretty good right now. Just what's my next 2 evolutions, bro?
I don't know. I can't tell you that, bro.
You are gonna be Muslim in your next life.
I probably will. Yo, I would see, I'm gonna be like, in my next life, nigga, I'm gonna be in Africa. Swear to God, picking fruit off the tree.
Nah, you're gonna be a real revolutionary, bro.
I'm weak.
You're gonna be a Neo Panther.
I feel like that should lead us to something else. Maybe this is another reason why people get that energy from me. I don't seek to gather people anymore. It's not something that I seek. I believe I'm gonna change the world, but I think my way of doing that is just through my words and interacting with probably few people, and then somebody taking that and doing something with it. You feel me?
Before you was outside with the picket, like, come join the movement.
Yeah, like
join the movement.
But something that I've noticed, like
It's gonna be big.
every single time recently, I was supposed to go and do something that would be of a revolutionary to attend, or and not saying I'm not one, but of a rallying, more public revolutionary to attend. Things of that nature. There have always been something that stopped it. Like there was a protest that I was supposed to go to. That didn't happen. The person who was going to take me there had to work. I couldn't go. I was stuck in the house. And then there was a March on Washington thing that we were supposed to go to. That didn't happen. Once again, work issues, things like that, me not having transportation to get there. So I'm just like, all right, well, you tried to go twice in 1 year when all these things are happening and you have all the knowledge about it for once you actually posted about your political beliefs on social media. Right. But you weren't really out there with them in the trenches with the signs and the horns and stuff like that, even though I wanted to be. So maybe that's just not what's meant for you. Maybe you're not meant to be out here marching and protesting. Maybe you're meant to go about it in another way. So that's my way of seeing that. And that's my way of not fighting the waves on this one.
And I'm such a just non-revolutionary, bro. I look at myself as a leader. I feel like I've always have been, just in my actions. But I've never seen myself as that revolutionary. Like I'm the nigga just fucking, I don't know. I'm chairman. I'm in the lab with it. I'm looking at the computer screen, watching, calculating our next move.
X, something about you, I'm not gonna say it's hard to see through you. I can see through you, but seeing inside of you, pause no homo, is like one of the most difficult things. You're probably as hard to read as people in my family, and I really can't get a good read on most people in my family.
Yeah.
And so,
man, I don't even think, like, no discredit to my parents, but they can't even read through. Not to just push this, like how people be like, misunderstood. I hate people like that. Just not to even switch the topic, but just to hint on that.
Yeah.
Stop with the I'm misunderstood. Nobody understands me stuff.
Yeah.
Stop it. It's one Eminem for a reason. But anyway, I feel like
that's one thing. Hold up, X. I'm sorry to cut you off. That's one thing. And the second thing is, you choose. And it's gonna sound crazy. You get to choose how well somebody can understand you because it's your choice to put that energy and that information out there. You can tell people what's going on, but I'm telling you, if they don't feel what's going on, it's not gonna happen. And I feel like that definitely lies on both parties, but both parties means two. That person means you. So you feel me? If you don't know what's going on with yourself, how is somebody supposed to understand
you? Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah. Like for a person like me, like even my own parents, they have a hard time getting a read on me sometimes. So it's just like the people that birthed me, nigga, and saw every progression and point in my life. Well, besides the stuff they couldn't possibly see, it'll probably be pretty hard to get a read on me.
That's probably another reason why females might try and get at you in that more superficial fashion. That goes along with being, the quote unquote mysterious nigga that you are.
Because females are some reading. I was about to any other situation I would have said bitches just then, but they some reading motherfuckers. They love to read and always be wrong. I'm just not to get too off topic, but y'all be wrong and think y'all right. I swear. Y'all think y'all smart. Y'all think y'all got women's intuition, which may be real, but I don't.
Women's intuition is real. Every female has it in them. The thing is, though, how many females our age have that?
Yeah, like that. Yeah, and y'all not tapping into it right either. But that's a whole other subject. But yeah, that probably adds into why I get the attention I get. Probably.
Yeah, like once again, I know how you're gonna react to things. I have a good grasp on the opinions that you will have, things of that nature. But I can't there are certain things that I can tell a person. I can tell a person straight up what they're going through by having a normal conversation. I
Right.
can't tell you what you're going through, X. I have no idea. Like
Exactly.
I literally have no idea. And me and you talk every day. You and one other person are the two closest people who are not my blood relatives.
Right.
By far. I talk to y'all more than most of my blood relatives.
Right.
So even with that being said, yo, like you're not not an easy person to read, and I don't want to read you. It'll figure out, it'll come out when it comes out.
Right.
That's all. I
Right.
think I think that comes with a level of trust, though. Like it's the way I see it. You're gonna be fine either way, whether I
Right.
know these things or not. It's different when I'm trying to pull the truth out of somebody to help them versus you, who I'm just like, well, whether I know or not, I mean, what does it matter? He'll be
Exactly.
straight. Like he'll be straight.
Niggas will be straight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Just to touch back on women's intuition, why doesn't it work? Why doesn't it work in the other way? And what I mean by that, just hypothetically, if women's intuition works like, I have a tingly feeling that my man is cheating right now.
yeah,
Why don't y'all get women's intuition in the other way? I get a tingly feeling that my man just turned down a female that was all up in his face for 2 weeks. Thirsty. Why doesn't it work the other way? Answer me that, and I'll get back at y'all with this woman's intuition stuff. Because I think every
next
intuition
episode.
thing. You said what?
That's the next episode. We talk about intuition next.
Please,
Okay.
because I'm gonna get at the females.
Okay.
I feel like we haven't had an episode where we directly talk to them. So yeah.
It's funny. I'm such a like gut feeling, intuition having person. As we talked about, hell, just the other day, I was having multiple times where it was just kicking in. And something about me, when I got my gut feeling, like when something is telling me something about somebody, like you feel me, I let people know.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, unless it's an energy thing, unless it's something that is like, okay, don't interact with this person, I'm gonna let you know. If it's like, don't you feel me, like keep your distance, I'm not gonna go, I'm keeping my distance from you.
Right. And
Like,
this is one of my big problems with women's intuition, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women are such emotion-driven beings that it's hard for them, because you can't generalize everything.
Yeah.
It's hard for them to like tell the difference between, is this intuition or is this emotion? Like even my mom, for example, she can get real emotional and just start thinking stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen her do that with me, my dad, my brother, my grandma, my grandma, like everybody. So she's one of those people that will get mad, sad, happy, whatever emotion, and that drives her to think stuff or put it into her head. So that's where in women's intuition goes wrong. Y'all are too emotion driven for that to be totally true.
Yeah.
Y'all are not logic driven enough for me. Even though it defies logic since it's intuition and it's more otherworldly or supernatural, there still takes a level of common sense behind women's intuition.
It's just not really a scientific thing. I wouldn't even say
there's still a level of common sense that goes behind a lot of this stuff.
I say intuition in general, especially because I'm a very emotional and emotionally driven person. Like I'm a very emotionally driven being. I feel like emotion and that type of energy just radiates off me. I'm always feeling some type of way. You feel me? And I'm never just sitting there feeling blah for a whole day. So because
but the difference is you're also very knowledgeable and you have perspective. Even through emotion, you have logic and perspective. For example, just a random scenario. You and your mom get into an argument. Not even mom, because the mom loyalty is a little, it's unbreakable.
Mom loyalty, intuition.
Yeah. So you and your girl, just figuratively.
Yeah.
Y'all get into an argument and she's said stuff in the arguments that hurt your feelings and she's saying crazy stuff that will get under your skin, maybe stuff that you're even insecure about.
Yeah.
Does she still love you?
Yeah.
Does she still care about you?
Yes. I feel
this is where women's intuition goes wrong.
I was about to say that is something that I'd be able to feel. If she doesn't, I'd be able to tell.
Emotion.
Yeah.
My girl gets into an argument with me. Mm-hmm. I say some stuff that I probably don't mean just through the sake of arguments. We all do it. Yeah. This is why this happened. This is why this happened. And you told me this, and this is why you acting this way. Hurts her feelings. He doesn't love me. He doesn't care about me. Crying, sobbing. This is all the stuff that's coming out.
Yo, and this is something that
I just want to touch on this real quick because this is gonna kill him. Then you add in the best friends, the moms, the sisters, your softball teammates. Yeah. Back in every emotion you feel. Not there. Unlike a dude's friend who, through their emotion, if they're thinking crazy, I'm gonna be right here with logic for you, bro. They're gonna fuel that emotion. Your friends, your sister, your mom, your aunt, whoever, whatever girl you're around that's experiencing this emotion with you and trying to coach you through it, is gonna confirm all the stuff that you're making up in your head through your emotion.
Yeah, and I'm once again, we're not generalizing all females here, and I'm not gonna say I absolutely agree with everything that you're saying, but something that I did notice is that emotion affecting people's intuition is really real, because females out here really, and don't get me wrong, cheating is wrong. Right. I will say that firsthand, and even as a person who people in my life cheating has brought me very important things.
Right.
You feel me? Very important things that I love are the result of cheating or going outside of a relationship.
Yeah.
So even though my perspective of cheating is a little different just due to all the love that it brought me in my life, cheating does not automatically mean that somebody doesn't love you, yo.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like
love. So how much of emotion is intuitive?
like love is not an action word.
Thank you.
Love is not an action word. Love is a feeling, and you can do unloving things to people that you love. That's bottom line. Just because Jada Pinkett had her entanglement doesn't mean that she doesn't still love Will Smith. Now, as a male, and just me and X being the goofballs that we are, and also being the type of people we are, we took Will Smith's side, and we was joking on Jada Smith. We wasn't sitting there like, man, she's the worst.
Right.
She's a human. Like I don't give my peoples a bunch of issues and flack for making mistakes, and you can do unloving things to people that you love. That's bottom line.
Yeah. But how much of that is intuition? And here's the flaw in the intuition. This is where I'm really about to kill y'all. Have y'all ever, and this is just coming from somebody, I know I'm going in, but I just hate this type of stuff because I've dealt with it. Yeah. Look, and this is just maybe a person like me who just level of focus sometimes can just be non-existent. Yeah. Look, y'all ever tried to pray? Maybe even if when y'all were younger, tried to meditate, something in that spiritual realm where you're trying to connect to something that's outer worldly, something that cannot be explained by science, a spirit, your spirituality, whatever.
Even your energy.
You have that little voice in the back of your head. You cannot tell me that every time you pray, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, you're still not connecting with God or your spirit or whatever. You can't tell me that a lot of people, if not most, when they meditate, when they pray, don't have that little voice in the back of your head. What do you think that is?
That's doubt.
That's doubt. That may be logic. That may be, just anything in that realm of real logic versus stuff that can't be explained by science. Yeah. So, in reference to y'all intuition, which I deem as something that's outer worldly, such as praying, meditating. Females, where's that little voice in the back of your head, and what is it saying? Is it fueling everything that you're feeling in that moment mixed with your emotion? Or is it like, nah, Is it doubt? And I'm just leave it there. Killshaw, look at you thinking.
I'm weak. You said, look at you thinking. It's funny too that you said that because especially me being the super spiritual in person, like super spiritual person and emotional being that I am, you saw I immediately said doubt.
Yeah.
You feel me? But once again, the waves are
But and I'm not generalizing it either. There's people that are able to tune all that out, that just straight feel it.
Yeah. So, but once again, though, no matter what you feel, the waves are going to push you in whatever direction you want to go. When you try and fight them, it's just going to be a harder push.
Let's go.
You feel me? That's all. Like you try and fight the waves, you can drown, and you can get wiped out. You feel me? Like that's all that is. So, but that doesn't mean you're still not going to get pushed in that direction. I tried my absolute hardest to talk to as many females as I could. And by the time that the summer rolled around freshman year, guess what happened? I had none.
Womp.
Womp.
And what do you think would have happened if you would have just, all right, whatever comes to me, whatever comes to me. It's like literally some of y'all be going into the water with the bait, waving it in front of the fish face.
Yeah.
What do you think the fish is gonna do? He sees you. Like I see you. Caught you red-handed with the bait in front of me. You think I'm gonna bite? I see the hook.
Literally.
They see the hook.
Literally.
That's why you stand in your boat, be patient.
Yeah.
Throw that rod out there. They bite, they bite. If they don't, they don't. You go fishing another day.
Yeah.
And that's the literal definition of just not forcing it, going with the wave, man.
Literally. It's funny that you use fishing because we talked about this. I love going fishing. I've probably caught one fish in my whole life.
And look, I've never been fishing before. But would you say, as someone who's been fishing a couple times, or how many times you went, that it takes a level of patience that a lot of people just don't have?
Yeah, but I feel like once you reach there, though, going fishing, whether you catch something or not, is the most satisfying thing of all time.
Exactly. Like, and that's how I feel right now, and that's how I've always felt, just being naturally me. Let me tell you, forcing is anxiety, it's depression, it's I don't know. How else do you feel, bro? When you're forcing it,
if I force something, yo, I feel this is at least in my current state. If I ever force something. And this doesn't last very long, but there's always a feeling of regret.
Yeah. Y'all know y'all forcing it too. It's not even like some people natural way of being.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's very rare, but I see it in certain people.
Yeah.
Their natural way of being is just a forceful person. They force everything.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a behavior they've been doing so long since they was little that it becomes learned. It's just second nature to force it.
I wouldn't say natural in that regard to be very everything you
but
do.
It's learned.
But it's something that it's literally a habit. It's a huge habit.
Yeah.
Like that's literally it's a bunch of little habits wrapped up in one.
Yeah. So they may not feel that guilt, that anxiety, that maybe depression from forcing it, because it becomes such of a habit that it's second nature. You don't even know you're doing it when you're doing it.
Yeah.
But for those of y'all that are like forcing it, like I've done it a lot of times. I'm not just,
I've
putting a target on y'all back, but
I've definitely done it too.
You got that voice in the back of your head, like, dang, I'm really forcing it right now. Yeah. And what happens, my better question is, what happens when you fail at forcing it? Whatever your goal is from forcing it to force, what if that is just a complete fail? Like it doesn't work.
Yo, it's happened to me so many times. It all falls on you and you feel terrible. You feel horrible. That's it. You feel you feel like you failed. You feel
Speak on it.
So
that's the worst feeling than ever. Like I wouldn't. Don't do that to yourself. Yeah, that's all I got.
Why do you think so many people are terrified of rejection? It's because they force themselves to do something or they force themselves to feel a certain way about somebody. Or even if they really feel that way about a person, like deep in their heart, They force themselves to hold it in until it's about to explode. And then guess what
Yeah,
happens if they get rejected? It comes crashing down on them and they get scared.
everything,
And
everything.
and then they start fighting the wave. So
Because look, everything you built up that courage to do, you fought back all that anxiety.
yeah.
It's not even like it was you truly just didn't feel it no more. You're hiding that. You're
Yeah.
hiding that until you succeed. So you're putting away all that anxiety, that pressure,
Yeah.
that maybe it's peer pressure. Uh, just feeling like, nah, this is wrong. Like, I don't even do stuff like this.
Mhm.
And you wait until your plan fails miserably for all that to fall back on you. And that's one of the worst feelings. I've experienced it before. I know you've experienced it
Yeah.
before. Like that, it's just worse than ever wanting to force it in the first place.
Yo, X,
It
I got
just
I got so bad that it was easier to break up with females than asking them out.
yeah,
That's
dang,
how bad I got.
yeah.
You feel me? It was easier to break up rather than asking females out. Like that's so yeah, man. Don't force things. That goes against just the natural progression. And don't get me wrong, it is in a weird way, kind of based on our logic and what we express, it is natural to force things. Something that we've all done, and it is a
Yeah,
part of our progression.
yeah. At some point, we've all forced it.
Yeah,
All forced it.
I think there are points where we still do. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
perfect. There are definitely times where I force, getting the truth out of somebody and trying to force the truth out
Mhm.
of somebody are two different things. And I feel like that's what I'm learning now,
Yeah.
not to force it.
Man, if I were to go through my old Snapchat and see all those old videos of myself acting a fool
Yeah.
and stuff like that, I'm like, dang, like in this video, I'm cringing because I was definitely forcing it.
Oh, we've talked about this. I look at my old videos, like my old Instagram stories and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I cringe looking at one how much I posted, and then I cringe looking at what I was doing in those posts. You feel me? Like I was just, we can be all over the place.
Don't force it, y'all.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
I think we battered that subject. So,
yeah, I think we
you got any more for the podcast?
I got nothing else. This is all I wanted to talk about. Just natural versus force. And then I
Bet.
think we got that across. I think we got that.
Wrap it up for me, bro.
So man, Norm, you know what, man? Fuck it. I guess I'll start saying it again. Like, subscribe, comment, share if anybody's watching this. And don't force yourself to like. That's not what we want.
Oh
Other
God,
other than that,
force yourself to do that. Fuck that.
that's fine.
Sometimes it's necessary.
I'm weak. It's for your progression. But other than that, though, man, just do what you do. Keep rolling naturally. Face life with no fear, and make sure that you look forward to seeing the sunrise. Staying different.